Hello everybody, today we are going to be playing Osiris New Dawn. This is a, I guess, kind of Planet No Man's Sky without the flying, I suppose, style of game. It's a colony builder, futuristic colony builder. You set up on or you crash land on another planet, and you need to try and survive and build and get yourself a habitat to live in. So we're looking here at the class selection. There's a number of available classes where you have scientists, and each of these is male and female. Scientists, a ranger. So scientists specialize in the science tree. They get an advantage on the points available to them to spend an initial setup. Rangers are your all-rounders. They have a 25-inch tree to start with, which is what we're going to be actually playing. Marines have the combat skill, so they get 45 points in combat straight away. And your engineers have 45 in engineering. But we're going to be playing the ranger because he's an all-rounder, and we don't want to be hindered in one way or another. So the customization's minimal. It's just you customize the color of your suit to be different colors. I'm not going to go anything too crazy. We'll go with that one. Don't think so. We might make a Power Ranger style look to us, gonna make him red, or a Teletubby. What we'll do is we might go, just something dark like that, nice colour, and then we'll hit up the internal with something a bit new. Oh, that one's actually quite good. Yeah, like that. So red and green. Looks good. The detailing is that bit there, so we're going to make that probably something a bit day glowy or something that looks neonish. That one I think. That's the glow anyway, and the glow are the lights. Anything that's a light, like on this helmet there, and on the backpacks there. So this one we're just going to make it a pink, like that. There we go. Okay, and then confirm that, and then you can change the height and the size of your head, so you can have a massive head or a little head. We're just going to leave most of this as it is because there's no real need to change a lot of it. I play in first person mode anyway, so you don't get to see any of this stuff really when you're running around. So let's just make his legs a little less fatty than they were. Next, and then you can set up some speed, health, strength, stamina stats here. These are the only stats. They continue increasing as well as you play the game and do various things and level up. But start with health and strength, and then just one in each of the other ones. And then one in each of the other ones, like that. And this is our tech tree. Not too worried to start with because it's hard to see in this section, but you can actually just start the game and then just do it once you get into the game. So we're going to go with Valhast. Difficulty I tend to leave on normal, but you can change it to make it crazy hard or creative. You don't have to worry too much about monsters or surviving the elements, but that just seems a bit boring. Plus, if you're fighting aliens and stuff, you actually get to get some points going to your stats. Or custom, and you change like the level of resources on the planets and that sort of stuff, but we're just going to go with normal. We'll go with normal. I was gonna change the number of resources and increase that slightly. I've played this a couple of times now for a few hours at a time each time, and I find some of the resources are quite hard to find on the planet. I find gases, there's pockets of gases. I find them very hard to locate, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's just bad luck with the planet generation or what it is. My understanding is these planets are all unique when you log into them, so it creates a unique planet for you. So each time you log in, it's different. In reality, they seem
vitals dropping.
They seem quite similar. Okay, so our craft's just crashed, and we've got a suit breach that we need to fix with this tape.
System restored.
And we are going to probably die if we're not quicker about it. So we're going to do that, and then heal ourselves. So we pick stuff up with F, and then you select it from your quick bar, and then you can use it with left mouse button. So we'll just, you see the 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, that's our oxygen level. So once that goes up to 100% we'll be good. But when your suit is breached, it starts leaking oxygen everywhere. So this space debris we used to build the simple buildings to start with. So we'll just pick up all this junk that's on the floor. We'll come back there. That floating thing is some sort of helper or something along those lines. I don't know. I actually don't know what it does, and often as not, the thing dies 5 seconds after I start the game. Some massive sandworm will eat it, or some monster will kill it, or it just suddenly just disappears and I don't know where it goes. So I've never actually used it. I'm sure it's got some useful function, but I have never actually worked out what that function is. So what we're doing here is just salvaging as many bits of this crash pod as we can. It tells you roughly how much you have left to salvage on it, and you can see the white lines, red lines around the bits that are salvageable. So I think we've got, no, there's one at the top there. So you can see the pods. I just pointed at the screen. You can see the pod, I suppose, health there with the bar, and as you take stuff off of it, it reduces it. This pod seems to have loads of health left. I'm assuming it's stuff that's under the ground that we can't get to. Trying to find another bit that's salvageable. There we go. I saw something. There we go. You have to sort of get it, so there you go. So you get the numbers come up. Yeah, so under the ground there is the rest of the pod. So I think the rest of the pod is unsalvageable at this point. Okay, sorry, I just had to mute my mic because the computer started making tons of noise in the background. Okay, so we'll salvage our state pod as well. because I'm assuming we're probably never going to use this again. And if we do need to use it again, I think we'll just fix the missing things anyway. Let's take all of that. See if there's anything else here. No. Sometimes you can take the tops off. No, not in this case. Okay, this guy, we'll just tell him to follow us, and if he gets lost, he gets lost. So we just need to pick up as much as we can. There's food and bandages, more debris so we can build stuff later on. Oxygen tanks, and more bandages, more oxygen, a flare. I think that's if you're playing multiplayer or something, the flare is useful. Medicine kits, always helpful. What else have we got? Okay, so it's sort of, the debris sort of leads you in the direction that you have to go to start with anyway, like it sort of points you towards the right area to go. So in the top right hand corner you can see your arrow pointing to your current waypoint, and if you get small type of quests that pop up there as well, it'll drag you, it'll show you the way to go there. And to change the quest items, you go into your map, which is this this relatively useless device, and you press the left mouse button and it'll swap the waypoints. So for instance, the personal assistant is there, the start point is where I'm currently bound, which is the crash pod. Oh, did I miss? No, I missed one of the pods to destroy. So shift lets you run, kind of. Yeah, I did miss one. How did I miss that? It's huge. So salvage this quickly, and then we'll go back to running. So you can see you get, Jesus, these come in threes normally, and they are, they're meteor showers. So what they do is they actually drop resources everywhere. Oh, look at this, we've got a young snubs. Let's kill this guy. Get ourselves some alien. There we go. So let's just raid him. We got crab talon. You can make stuff out of those creatures. The parasites and stuff drop food. You can cook any meat and eat it, which is quite useful. Okay, so I think that's everything from the ship. Yeah, doesn't look like there's anything else. Okay, it's the first time I've ever seen an alien on this, actually in this area. And it's also the first time I've seen meteors land so close to me as well. That's not a sign that this is going to be a nightmare level. I've had levels before where I've logged in and the first thing that happens to me pretty much when I go onto anywhere over here is a massive sandworm eats me. So let's see how we go with this. So these resources I'm picking up are useful for building things. They're quite good. They're pretty. This is just magnesium and copper, iron. These are everywhere. You don't really need to worry too much about picking them up. All of this stuff here is aluminium and iron. So we're not going to worry too much about picking all that stuff up to start with. I'll hit a few of these as I go by, just to grab them, but I'm not going to waste my chisel on them. I'm going to pick up one of these rocks, and if you hit F3 it'll take you into the build menus, and so the building and crafting menus. So this is where, this will be our first hut when we find somewhere a bit more acceptable to set up home, and then you learn these additional things here. So laboratory, biodome, upper story habitat goes on top of the habitat, airlock. These are sort of like a temporary inflatable thing you can make, but you need to actually get the kit, and you have to learn that through the trees. the specialization trees. Barracks in the hallway, so we'll get to those later on anyway. But this will just give you a quick look through what you can do here, like flags, chem stations, gas tanks, electric fences, everything you need to set up home on an alien world. And then there's some custom stuff here which I've really not opened up so far. But what we're going to do is we're going to just hold down left mouse button and build ourselves a rock, and then we're going to go into F2 and drag the rock down to our toolbar, and then now we have a bashing rock, so that saves our chisel where we can just hit these things. So all you do to mine this stuff is like any survival game, you just hit it. Oh, damn, straight away, nice. So just smash through these, and as I'm doing this, you'll see at the top there 10 engineering, 4 XP, 10 engineering. That increases your player experience and your specialization experience. So if I just get a couple more of these, and we haven't put anything into our points yet because we skipped that part in the main thing, so I'll show you the tree in a second. There's quite a lot of this, and this is what I was talking about, mobs that just randomly attack you. Okay, so my suit's breached, so I need to take myself up, and we're going to switch back to chisel because it actually does more damage, I think. So, and we're going to chase this bastard and try and kill him. These ones are super annoying, they're really fast, they run around in circles around you. And I wish this stupid thing would actually attack them. It's supposed to be a personal assistant, it doesn't do a very good job of it. I find constantly moving helps with them not ripping your suit to pieces. When you get these ones down a bit, they tend to run away, like he's trying to do now. But we're going to kill him because I want stuff off him. And, you know, it's a life lesson. You attack me, you're going to die. So we're going to float up, and he's probably going to get away because they are bloody fast. There we go, got him. And because I'm so powerful, I knocked him halfway across the planet. So let's just grab that, and we'll see what he's got on him. Nothing important, just skeliopods. All of this sort of stuff, you don't have to kill the mobs for them. Like skeliopods, you'll actually find them around the place just randomly anyway. So let's just keep going. So our waypoint now has changed to Osiris base 1 because we completed the previous waypoint and got onto this landfall, I guess is what they call it. So what we need to do is now go 2.5 kilometers to the abandoned Osiris base, and it's where there should be a colony. So I'm going to run along that way now. So we'll see what we can find. We could pick up a couple of rocks on the way as well, just so we have bashing rocks all the time. We're looking for as well a good spot to set up camp. Osiris base is, you can't rebuild it, so that I know of. I've never been able to actually repair it or rebuild anything on it, so we're looking for somewhere that's got near a water source and in a good spot and isn't in a sandworm area, preferably, because they destroy everything. And things like plant life and vegetation and stuff are always quite useful, so that tree is actually quite useful. Yeah, we're showing you the skill trees. So these are the skill trees. So you've got combat is down here in the red. Yeah, this is year science and this is engineering. So each of these, you have to do each of these ones first because how you get into the trees, so we'll just do all those. This is a flare, which I've never used. These are chisels, which is what you saw me attacking that creature with, and a hand axe. And then, so the combat tree, we'll go into that one first. The combat tree has primarily combat systems. It's got some crafting workbench, but most of it is to do with defense and like turrets, weapons, and guns and ammo. So that's most of that tree. But the first ones are like furnaces, and these two we're going to get straight away. And then we're going into this combat tree here, and we're going to go down to the guns. So we've spent all our points. So that's where we're going to go there. I don't really use these axes. I haven't really found the need to yet. And once you get to here, you don't really need them at all. This is quite useful to have the machetes. They're just better than a rock for hitting things. And then engineering. We want to be able to build a forge, and we want some power, so we go to the light power source first, or this is the way I do it. And then into batteries, and beacons are useful because they allow you to drop them down and you can find where a spot is again really easily, but you need a printer or a fabricator to get those print done, and the printer is there, so it's a couple away from where we are now, and the fabricator is all the way up here. So it's 14 points plus 10 points plus 8 points, so it's a fair number of points we have to spend to get to that point. And I tend to build into this tree first, so I can get the oxygen filtration, water filtration, or reclamation, and climate control systems for inside our habitat. And then you add into these things here, bandages and stuff. It's got laser cells. This one primarily has things to do with the biodomes and stuff like that, crafting tables, computers, fabrications. It's got Nomad Living, which is the inflatable dome kits that help let you create those domes. And then it's got the agriculture stuff, so it's all about surviving on the planet from a life point of view, whereas this one is about building the actual buildings themselves, or creating the buildings themselves. So you've got the bedding, which allows you to save. You look at your point where you are and gives you some health. The barracks is like a rest area or a building. That's just an airlock, and then you get the habitat here. So we want to get this one as soon as we can, really. But what we want to do is we want a spade so we can get sand. That allows you to dig the surface, which will allow you to then create glass. And then we want storage units there, and see if we can get the habitat. No, okay. So we're just slightly short of the habitat. We need, we've got 12 we need, and we've got 7. So that won't take long. We'll be able to build our first habitat when we find a good spot to build in. But that's pretty much all of our points spent there. We can't really go any further into the trees without wasting points on stuff we don't want to. We can go further into the tree. There we go. So we'll leave those as they are. One other thing here is as well, and we've got 4 stat points we can spend now. So we can just increase our health and stamina, health and strength to start with. And then just hit escape to clear that menu. So to get into that, it's F5 to get into that matrix, or at any point you can just hit tab and it will bring up the basically menu of all of them. So F2 is your inventory, field guide is like a help manual, your skills are F5, that's what we were just in, that's just options. Missions is where we're doing now, where we're heading to the base, so you can actually see all the different missions that you've got. and then you can change between first and so we'll do that crash because it's simple to heal. So this is our guy. I don't know what just happened there. And there we are. So it's quite cool. You can see we're carrying stuff. We've got the blaster, which we're not going to waste at this point. And actually, the map. When you've got the map up, the interesting thing about the map is you can point the cursor at stuff, and it will actually tell you what things are that are in range. Like there's an urchin shell, rock. That's easy to do in first person view. Rock, urchin shell, tree. We're actually going to harvest that tree for the bark. I don't know what it's used for yet, but we'll grab it because there's not many trees that I find normally. We'll just grab that rock. So we've got a couple of bashing rocks. Quite a lot of this game is hitting stuff. So just bashing away at resources, collecting resources, and just creating additional things. So we've got 2 there, so we'll swap out the blaster and swap their position around. And we'll swap out the chisel, because we don't want to waste that chisel, and we'll just swap those around. So get this resource here, and then we'll start working our way towards that tree and hit the tree out. So when you're doing this, you get the engineering on this one. But when you hit the tree, you get science. So that's how you increase your science a bit easier. So I'll show you when I get close. So sprinting and that type of thing uses up your oxygen. You want to make sure you remain stay. Let's see, why can't I hit this tree? I should be able to get bark off this. So space is your hover pack. Just hover up. Ah, there we go. So the trees give a pretty decent amount of science experience when you're hitting it, and you get this tree bark, which I think you use for defense or something, I'm not sure. But just keep hitting it until it burns out. Okay, no more viable resources. And these here, if we had a glass canister that didn't have water in it, we would be able to actually harvest that tree sap that's there, but we don't have a canister available to use, so we can't do that. L turns on your torch, flashlight, but it's kind of a useless flashlight, to be honest. I find running in the dark just seems to be easier. The only time I turn this on if I'm in the dark and something actually attacks me. So there's some food, we got a banana out of that. So, and then there's another tree here. And these trees here have berries in them. And the berries are used for different things. You can use them for food, and you can use them for you can use them for things like, I think, bandages, the blueberries are, or rough bandages, and the red ones, I can't remember what the red ones are. Red ones are something else. So we'll just hit this until, and we get our 10 science for hitting the tree. It's a tree. Just wear this one out. These take quite a long time to run out. And as you can see, all the berries are on the floor there. So we'll pick them up in a minute. And we're encumbered, of course we are. So we'll just pick up a load of these. Just look at them and hit F. We're gonna, when we build our first place, we'll, our first like little shanty or whatever, we'll dump all the food and everything into the shanty. You don't need much on you generally. You only need a couple of pieces, 5 pieces of food on you, just in case you get into trouble with a mob that might be a bit more hard. What we will do, Is that a gas deposit? Oh, it is. That's awesome. Ah, and we've got a parasite here somewhere. So, you see what I mean about the torch being absolutely useless. It's, unless it's right next to you, it's kind of crap. I don't know where that parasite went, so let's not worry about it for now. If it comes at me, I'll know. So this is a... what deposit is this? Ah, hydrogen. Oh, brilliant. And we happen to have, from the crash site, a number of barrels. So what we're going to do is just fill all 3 of these barrels up with hydrogen. I might just do 2 in case I come across like an oxygen. And so we just basically target the thing and hit F, and then change barrels and target it and hit F until it's full, and that's it. And then so F2 to change back. We'll grab our rock and grab a rock. I'm going to leave that one just because I'm hoping we come across an oxygen deposit, which I don't generally need oxygen, but it's always good to have it like pump in. So there's another tree over there. We're looking for a decent water supply as well. I'm not sure if we'll find one around here. There should be lakes in places, but I don't know. Like somebody mentioned, if you look in the sky, there are certain giveaways in the sky that allow you to find things like lakes and stuff, but I'm not too sure what that is. I think like this lightning over here that's happening signifies something is over in that direction, but we need to go this way to get to the base. My dog is snoring away behind me. So if you hear snoring, it's not me, it's the dog. So what do then we just come out to daytime, so I'll turn the torch off. And let's get up on top of this rock and see if we can have a look around. Yeah, okay, so if we find a lake or some such, or a water source of some sort, then we're going to actually build a basic habitat there. We're going to build a debris. Ah, that's exactly what I was looking for. Look at that. Perfect. So what we're going to do is, we're not going to build down there, but we might build here. It's actually not a bad spot. So we're going to build our first hut already. Look at that. So we're going to build a debris hut. And we'll probably just chuck it there, I think. So rotate with left mouse button, so we'll do that, and then F, and so you push F to confirm the build, but then you have to hold F afterwards to actually build it 100%. If you don't build 100%, you see the green line next to the name there. If you let go at 50%, say, you only have 50% health on the building, and then you have to repair it anyway. So, and if we go in here, you see we can then save our progress and set our respawn point. So our respawn point will now become this hut. So if we pull out our map, 6, you'll see if I flick through, out the way. Our start position is still the crashed craft that we had, but our respawn point has now changed to here. And what we might do is just make this guy stay here. Does he stay? Yeah, cool. Because I tend to lose him because I forget that he's attached to me. So what we're going to do now is we might just build a quick under utility. There's a space debris chest, so we'll build one of these next to this, where we can just dump gear and get our pack because we're overweight at the moment. So turn that around. So and then F, and then we'll just build that 50% again. We're not going to use the thing for long anyway. So we'll put it here, and then we'll dump in here a lot of the stuff we don't want to be carrying around. And it's got limited storage, so I don't want too much in here. We'll leave that there. We'll leave the first aid kits. Anything we don't want to lose, basically, is what we're going to put in here. Because if we die and can't get back to our body, then we're in trouble and we lose all this stuff. So we'll put that in there as well. And that. And that's it, we're already full. The wire, steel, rubber, these all come from salvaging crafts that have crashed, what we'll do is, we'll build a second one. I don't know if the 10 available storage slots, yeah, so it doesn't matter if you don't give it full health. It just, if something destroys it, like a meteor lands on it or a mob attacks it, then it's got no chance of surviving anyway if you're not here to defend it, so it doesn't matter. In saying that, I've just completely used it at full health, so we'll put that in there. We'll put these in here just because I like to try and protect these type of resources. I'm not worried about the rocks, the only one is plutonium, which is a bit harder to get, but magnesium, iron, copper, aluminium, they're all really easy to get, so they're not really required to store. We'll just put that one there because it's 50 of 50. What's that, 1.5 kilos, that's 5 kilos. So we'll dump that in there as well. Yep, and then we'll just default sort that, there we go. So that should do, we're down to 44 of 61, 44.61 of 104 kilograms. And that goes up with, I think, strength. Yeah, if you add strength, you get more carry weight. So,
vitals dropping.
Okay. So this is what happens. This stupid thing, it just seems to run out. Oh, there you go. Actually says replace batteries, so it runs out of batteries. I don't know if we can push it back up the hill because it's rolling down the hill at the moment. It's determined to roll down this hill for some reason. Let's see if we can get it to stop moving. If it rolls all the way down the hill, it's going to just keep going down there until it hits that lake. So I want to try and get it back up the hill if I can. I want to try and get it into a spot where it can't roll away. Come on. Like I say, I've never used this thing. I don't know what it does. And this is probably why, because I've not realised it's run out of batteries. Sod it, can just roll down there, I'll pick it up later on. So it's just a useless tool as far as I'm concerned. So let's go find our, should we save our spot? Maybe I'll do that. Yeah, we'll do it again now. There we go. So let's go and find this base. So I don't think these storms do you any harm. I think they just hinder you from being able to see things. That's our water source there, so we're in a good spot here. Good water point. We were able to pull in water into
vitals dropping.
Bottles we make. The sign where it says you are injured, you must heal is because we've lost some health and we're in the red. If you eat something, that'll go back up, but you're not actually going to start losing more health just because it says vitals dropping. It just keeps saying vitals dropping because you're in the red. So I'm gonna keep going this way. So we've got 1,000 meters to run. to find the It's always good to just suddenly have a quick look behind you, make sure your back trail's not suddenly got some mob running at you that you're going to die from. Let's put some look before you leap, obviously. So you can see another one there. And these things have different, I think they're ages, is what they call them. So there's the young ones, 1 year olds, are easy to kill. And then you get 2 years, these ones are hard as nails. So we're going to ignore that one for now. And hopefully we can avoid both of those and just run between them. Yeah, those spider crabs, or whatever the hell they're called, they are tough to kill. I think you need a gun to do it properly. I've used a machete and it didn't really have much effect, and they jump around all over the place, and there's loads of creatures here. I'm going to be super careful. Okay, this is the sandworm I was telling you about before, and when you hear that noise, run. Just run. And because if he hits you, you're dead straight away. He'll eat you and you die.
Vitals dropping.
And there's another larvae in the way. So we're going to try and avoid most of these fights to start with, just because I want to get to the base first, and then we'll work it out. We're also at 41 minutes on the video, so I don't want this video to become a 4-hour video. So my oxygen level's dropping and my stamina's dropping, so just because I'm sprinting everywhere. So you hear your heartbeat increasing a lot and that sort of thing when you get to this point. So just jetpack up this mountain. Oh, caught on something, come on. So floating up, you sort of float really with this hover pack. It doesn't, it's not, you can't fly or anything with it. So where are we? Okay, Three Peak Valley. Okay. Oh, look at that. Three Peak Valley has a load of gas deposits. That's brilliant. Let's grab a rock. Let's grab a rock. Let's grab a rock. So that is chlorine. Excellent. And oxygen. Brilliant. Ah, actually, oxygen. I had the... Right, so we're just zoning back into the game, or loading back into the game, because OBS and the game both crashed at the same time. So luckily the previous footage I think is fine, so I'll just have to merge these two videos together, but you get this load point in the middle now. Yeah, I think I need to rebuild my computer or something. It just keeps constantly crashing at the moment when I'm playing games, and it's frustrating as... Yeah, great. So we're actually still, by the looks of it, at the same point we were before, because those are those two fissures that we were
Vitals dropping.
about to get. Okay, so what I was saying was, do I still have the barrel? Yes, I do. It's on number 3. So what we're going to do is grab some oxygen, just in case, until we get the oxygen utility done. Oh no, I only had 80. God damn it. Okay, that's fine. So we'll just keep going. So we're still working our way towards base 1. Osiris base 1. So what I might do is, when I get to base 1 and find what's happened to it, I may actually cut the video there anyway, so I just need to merge a small video on the end of the last one. So just huge circle there, so we want to avoid these guys here. This is one of those crab spiders. I want to make sure I've got my stamina built back up in case I have to run. Those things chase you for a mile, so if he comes over this way I'll probably have to run. I have no way I'll be able to kill him. So all these resources around me here, they're all aluminium, magnesium, iron. It is so readily available. You don't have to worry too much at the start about hacking and collecting stuff. We've just got stat points, and we've found the base. Have we? Where is the base? Ah, there we go.
Vitals dropping.
So there's our base. Oh, there's the old base. It would be cool if we could have repaired this base, rather than just salvage all the stuff from it. So there's all these crates and stuff around the place. Just take everything from them. You could leave everything in them and use it as a temporary storage location, but I probably won't come back this way for a while, so I'm just going to take everything. The only thing you can't do is salvage the debris. Right? You can't attack these things and get them. So, I mean, they're reinforced anyway. So probably a rock won't do much against them as a reinforced piece of equipment. But, like that. And just try and find all the storage points everywhere and collect all the stuff. So if we go through the doors, you can see there's nothing left in this place. We've got a couple of dead marines here, so scientists. So I think one of these is supposed to be, yeah, this guy here, scientist. We raid him and we get instructions for where our next location should be. So pick up that rock. Yeah. Where's he going? I don't think he'll run us from there. I'll just keep an eye out. There he goes. He's going away anyway. So I'll get that. Lots of cloth and stuff in here, which is good, because I don't know how you actually make cloth otherwise. So just attack some of these plants. So you can see our quest now changed to find communication log, and it's 88 meters that way somewhere. I think it's on the other marine once you click on the first marine. So I'll go and grab that in a minute. I'll just grab some of these plants as we're here. So you see our proficiency is increasing as well. We get science from these ones, which is good. So we'll keep making it. It's a double. Okay. We get branches and fern leaves and stuff like that from these trees when we're taking them down. So let's just get these last ones, and then we'll go and find that communications log and then head back to our little shack. Okay. These ones are a little hard to hit sometimes, especially with a rock. You have to get the right angle. In case, you just hold F down and just keep moving until you find the spot where it is. There we go. And these little blue ferns, there we go, sword leaves. Alright, so we'll grab this one, and then we'll find that communications log, which is over here somewhere. So, where are we? Communications log, I think it is that other marine there. Yeah, there he is. He's active now. So now we get a quest where the communications log has told us that his commander of this base has gone to a mine located 2 kilometers away. So what we're going to do is, we're not going to go to that mine, but we're going to go to our shack, which actually is on the way anyway, so that's quite handy. So our shack is, let me just check that's not actually sending us back to our, no, personal assistant, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, cool. So we'll run this way. So these great dinosaur bones, skeleton bones sticking out the back. Make sure we're not about to get hit by a meteor. If that's close by, I might just grab those resources. Sometimes you get a decent resource in there. I think I got lithium from these ones. And lithium's hard to come by. So it's always worth, if they're right next to you, checking them out and just seeing what it's dropped. And this is just all standard crap. Nothing important though. Don't know where the third one hit though. Can't see it anyway. Okay, so alright, we'll start running back to our respawn point, and that'll be a good point to save up, maybe knock up a new building, maybe, and see what our points are that we can spend. There's a resource. These shuttles, they actually renew, like, so you can keep coming back to them over and over again, and you'll be able to farm resources on them. I don't know if it's supposed to be a new rocket hitting the floor or something.
Vitals dropping.
But yeah, you'll get constant source of debris and whatever from this area. This area in particular, the Bone Valley, Worm Valley or whatever it's called, is great for space debris. Like, all this stuff on the floor is basically space debris. So if you ever need a load of space debris, this is the place to come to for it. The only thing you got to watch out for in this area is the worm, which is super active around this part. So we'll be running across that section there, and he may well try and eat us again. So we'll have to keep an ear out for if it breaks the ground. And the best way to do it is to actually hear barrel. Look at that, nice. Is to hear the worm coming. If you hear it break in the ground, spin around and have a quick look and see where he is, and if he's coming straight at you. Which, if he's broken the ground, or she, I don't know if it's male or female, or a toaster, but if it's broken the ground, it's coming at you, and so you need to make sure you are running. But just have a quick look to see where it is, so you can tell if you want to run side, and always try and run sideways. I find that works better. I don't know if it adjusts its flight path for when you're running forwards, and it just eats you anyway. So just check this, make sure there's nothing else on here. Yeah, cool. So if you're going into open areas like this, you want to make sure you... fucking parasite. Yeah, thank you.
Vitals dropping.
Don't know where the second one is, so let's not worry about it now. So we may be able to get across here without it attacking us. Ah, bollocks. God, that's sod right there. So we definitely don't want to be attacking that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a long way back to the base, I think, and we'll run up this way. And we'll run around here until we get to it. So those crabs are definitely not beatable with a rock at this point. We just don't have the power to attack it, and we don't have the health to last it killing us either. So it's best to avoid them for the time being. I could get the blasters from the storage and have one of them, but I like to save them. They're limited ammo, and basically you only get one of those killed, and then you're out of ammo. second, let my stamina increase again. And if I'm right, we should be near the water. Tumbo Basin, yeah. Tumbo Basin is, it seems in every game it seems to be the same place this water is, so, which is great. So, if you, the water actually has resources as well. It's got these coral items, coral branches that you can grab, and broke. And these blue blades.
Vitals dropping.
Again, you get science for these ones. So, and I don't know what they're used for yet. I haven't used it in any other game I've played, so I'm not too worried about picking them up. So we'll just. You don't seem to have any oxygen at this point either. Like, it doesn't seem to lose oxygen being under the water. So I think you can swim indefinitely under the water without any problem. So we'll just scout across the lake. The only thing that you can't do underwater is use the rock. When you get to a certain depth under the water, you can't use it anymore, and you can't use any actions. So you have to get up into where you're a bit closer to the land to be able to use it. So we're over here somewhere, 150. Probably would have been easier just to run around the side of this lake. Would have been quicker, but I'll just do this anyway. We're almost there now. I think those are lead deposits. These ones here are lead. Lead or carbon, one of the two. Lead, okay. So we'll just, again, I haven't found anything that lead's used for either, so I'm not too worried about farming these ones. Just get some of that. So we could make makeshift bandages, because we need the red berries for the makeshift bandages, so they come from a different type of tree. But once you've got masking tape, there you go. So masking tape makes the blueberry, is used with the blueberries and the palms, and then the bandages are the blue palms and the red berries. So let's go back here. Let's just grab our rocks. The thing about the rocks are they're pretty much constantly available to you, so you can always have something to defend yourself, or hack away at stones and stuff. And I think the chisel makes this faster, but I don't think it improves the resources you get from hitting stuff. So there's a red berry tree, so we can actually make bandages shortly. We just need to find our base first. There we go. So we'll go here. I think I filled both of these up. No, that one's only partly full. So we'll grab that, put that in there. That's perfect. And look at this, we've got 3 new barrels from harvesting the ships. So we may actually need to make another space debris container. As we're going to be, I think, building our main base here anyway, we may start building proper construction yards and stuff here. So I don't think we can get to the point where we can do the habitat yet. So we want to go to skills, and we've got 11 engineering. Look at that, we are engineering. We are 1 point away from. Oh no, 14. Yeah, great. There we go. Habitat. So we can actually now build the habitat. And then we'll want these large crates for the inside of it, so we can store all of our junk. And we're going to need an airlock as well. Oh no, sorry. The next one I want after that will probably be the bed. Yeah. So What have we got? Combat, we've got 7. I don't think we can buy anything with that. No. And science, we've got 11. So we should be able to. Brilliant. I can get the printer. So that's awesome. Now we can actually start making some decent stuff as well. So let's save our progress here, and thank you for watching Lazarus Gaming, Osiris New Dawn. And what we will do is in the next episode we will start making our home base and really settling into this area. I think I like the lake view, so I might build it down there a bit. And yeah, we'll start getting some more furniture and stuff into the house. At the moment our house is looking a little shabby. If you liked the video, hit the like button, leave a comment. If you didn't like the video, hit the down button and leave a comment saying what you didn't like about it. We take criticism with a stiff upper lip, so we'll and we like to learn about it. We're new to this, so it's always good to have people give us advice on what we're doing wrong and what they think we could do better. Appreciate you all watching. Thanks a lot. See you soon.